Hello everyone. I haven't touched plastic in a while, and I think it's time I did. I'm got like 6 models I haven't finished. Millennium Falcon, Cosmos Raider, 2 Gundams, the Gremlin, yeah, it's almost 6. I'm not going to help it because I'm not touching one of those. I'm going to tomorrow. I'm going to work on something tomorrow for a little bit. But this is getting me going again. Imperial Stormtrooper. This is what I'm going to work on right now. Few inaccuracies in the model. I'm not going to try to fix it. This is just going to be a direct out-of-box build. Probably won't take me too long to build. It's just I saw a couple other builds on this thing and it intrigued me. So I want to see how it comes out at the end. Okay? So I'm going to bring the camera over here. I'm going to go through the box and show you what's inside there. Yeah, the videos where I got the thing may actually be up later after. Let's change this. I probably should have stopped recording. But, yeah, let's stop recording. Let's just reposition the camera properly. Okay, the Stormtrooper model really is no different than a Gundam model. Okay, it's basically the same thing as a Gundam model. So, what tools do you need? One, when I cut those bags open, you're going to see, and you might be able to see it there, they did a really extra glossy finish on that Stormtrooper. So, I'm not painting it. There's no need to. So, I don't need paint. What you need is a good pair of sprue cutters. Okay? Or a cheap pair of sprue cutters. Harbor Freight Tools, $1. These are Xerons. Okay? Some sanding sticks. Some files. An X-Acto knife. Okay? Well, that's not exactly an X-Acto knife. This is a Fiskars. Andy, this is your fault. And I'm forgetting one thing because I'm old. Cheater glasses. Dollar store. I know, they're red and stylish. Okay? So let's open the bag up and look at the directions. Here's the bag. Now it comes with water slide and stickers, so you have both ways of putting the decals on if you want. I do a slice across the bag. That's actually a fairly new blade. I'm going to be really careful with this sprue because, again, I don't know if you guys can see the gloss on it, but these parts have some good shine and gloss to them. They don't on this side, they do on this side, so they put a coating on top of them to give them a good gloss. Okay? So he'll look really good when he's done. He's not going to have to polish his boots up. The black frame with a little bit of white on it, not so glossy. This is the hands, the guns, that sort of thing. It comes with 3 different guns. You can see them here. Black background, black parts. That's just no good. I'll move the camera in a minute. You'll see it better. Okay? And then you have the base over here with the water slides and the poly caps. These are poly caps. Poly caps allow the arms to move and legs to move and the head to move. Okay? So if you've never tried a Gundam model but you like Star Wars, it wouldn't hurt you to get one of these. You'll probably enjoy it. Because Bandai has an excellent engineering group. Yeah, this is polycap. I might have to get brighter lights in here. Huh? Yeah, see it says PCF up there. And that means polycap. Okay. We have the stand. I'm going to leave the water slides in there. And there isn't too much to that stand. Pretty basic stand. And I might want to paint the stand, but that's beside the point. Okay, now, having done that, let me get the directions. I'm just going to jump in. I'm not going to videotape the whole thing because that will probably drive everyone nuts. I'm just going to stop occasionally and show you the work I've been doing. All right? So I will be back in a little bit. I got to find a good camera angle for this room while I'm working. Okay, I have step 1 done. I'm trying to move the camera over a little bit. Try to get a different viewpoint here. Here's step 1. Let the camera focus on him. There are some inaccuracies that I have heard reports of. The little bar that goes around the top here is too thin. I'm not going to attempt to fix that because I don't care right now. The other problem I have is you can see it. There's a gap. There's a seam right there on the back of the helmet. Okay? Now the problem with that seam on the back of the helmet is that it's going to show, and the only way to fix it is to seam fill in sand, and then you lose the glossy finish, which I'm sure you guys can see. If the camera would focus properly, there it goes. You can see the glossy finish on the lighting in here. It's really nice finish on him. So I'm going to leave that alone. Other than that, it's got some nice detail to it. It's not that inaccurate. From what I've seen, there's just a little bit, and everything's wrong with the helmet. Nothing's wrong with the body of the Stormtrooper. All right, step 1 is done. It didn't take too much. It really didn't. It was like 5 minutes. I'm going to quit for the night, and I will be back tomorrow. I'll get him finished tomorrow, most likely. Okay, everyone, I've done step 2 and 3, and this is where I'm at so far. Okay, head moves. He can look side to side. Head goes up and down. His abdomen moves. Okay. Now, the only real problem I've had so far was these little straps across here, part 45 and 46. They are real fidgety. You have to have the parts squeezed together properly, or these won't go together. They're like the keys that lock the abdomen together. Bad phrasing, but they're the keys that hold this part together. So you squeeze them together, put that in, now it can't come apart. You remove that, you can take it apart. The other thing, and this is the one thing I don't like so far, and I think I mentioned it once already, is the seam down the back of this helmet. It's going to be there. If I put some glue inside there, it'll help minimize it, and I'm about to go ahead and get some glue and clamp it. But that seam is going to be there unless you fix it. Now, if you fix it, you lose the glossy nature of the plastic. In order to get the gloss back, you better know how to put a good clear coat on stuff and a good gloss coat on it, or that is not going to come out correctly. This thing just doesn't want to focus, does it? Well, we'll fix that. Ha 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 ha. There it goes. Now it has no choice. And again, you can see the seam running right down along here. Okay? Now I've done steps 1, 2, and 3. And I've got his body and torso put together. And as you can tell, it's going to look pretty nice when it's done. It's going to look much like a Stormtrooper. And from what I've read, there's only a few inaccuracies, and they're all with the helmet. So a little bit of work, you can get that helmet to look right. Okay? I'll be back later. I'm going to sneak up here tomorrow and do steps 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Because 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, there isn't much to them. That's getting the legs on. Okay? So he'll have legs and he'll be able to stand up. So I'm going to go ahead and go. Just want to let you guys see what I'm up to so far. It's not hard to put together. It's actually pretty fun to put together. Okay, and again, the worst part I see is the head. Let me pop his head off. Let me pop his neck out. And put his neck back in the body. There we go. We have a torso without a head. Okay? And you can see what kind of joints we're getting on this. We're getting ball joints everywhere. His arms are going to be able to move. They're ball jointed up in here. Okay, I'll show it to you when I get the arms together. Anyhow, I'm going to try to fix that head and squeeze it together by putting the glue behind. I don't want to put the glue here because it's going to show. So I got to put the glue behind. I think the top part of the head comes off, yes. If I start tearing it apart, I can. Look, he has no eyes. Well, anyhow, I'm going to get going. I don't think it's going to take much glue inside that joint. See, I can pull it apart a little bit, put the glue, and then squeeze it together. I'll be back later. Alright everyone, I just finished step 6 out of 14, so essentially I'm halfway done with him. Couple of comments. This piece right here, you can see it. It broke on me. I put some glue on it. It's not very happy. This piece that goes around the knee. It pressure fits across there, and it just didn't like the pressure. It fits in there the same way these do across the shoulder right here. They go in and try to hold things together. Yeah, I'm going to have to re-glue it. And you have to be careful when you glue that because of the finish on this. You'll ruin the finish on it. Like I got a little bit of glue right there. And you can feel it and you can see it. Another part is you better glue these lower legs together because there's a lot of pressure on them when you put the foot in there, and if you try to move the foot, they're going to come apart. So make sure you get some glue out at this point in time. And be really careful with this part. And get it to line up and you don't see it's broken and then it wants to pull itself apart. Because again, it's supposed to be a pressure fit piece and it doesn't fit properly. Other than that, this has been going together fairly well. His lower torso went together real easily. Now we can do things like have him walk backwards, but hey, you know, in real life you can't do that. But you can see it does bend. He could do crunches. You really wanted your little stormtrooper doing crunches, he could. Okay. So my one leg wonder is here. See if I can get him to balance and stand up on that leg. Yeah, he'll balance and stand up on that one leg. I'll get the other leg done later tonight or tomorrow. I'm not trying to rush this. Just didn't expect that one part to break on me. Because it's a pretty heavy part. It just decided it was going to do it. Anyhow. And it's another thing about that one part is it has a seam line running right down the center of it. It's the most disappointing part on this entire kit. I'm going to tell you that so far. I'm not done with it. But since I'm not doing any painting or seam filling, I think it's looking pretty good for that alone. Wrong orientation. There we go. And my camera keeps recognizing this as a face, which I think is funny. Alright everyone, I'm going to get going. I've got to go to work today sometime. So, talk to you later. Alright, I got the first 8 steps done. This leg went on a lot better than the first leg. And a big chunk of that is I knew what to expect with the left leg. Yeah, left leg. I knew what to expect, so I had the glue out beforehand. I went ahead and glued the white pieces together. Most of the attachment points, the sprues, attach underneath these ridges. So they're hidden really well. You can see I didn't really clean them up. I just sanded them lightly. This thing is very well engineered. Okay. Up next is his weapon belts. His belt that goes around his waist that holds his weaponry. So that would be step 9. I've done the first 8 steps out of 14. I think it's looking really nice, to be honest with you. I'm kind of impressed by this. And he moves pretty good too. Alright, I'll be back in a little bit. We're going to go. I don't think he can sit though. Can he sit? Yep, his legs can move where he can sit. So you could have him sitting. You could have him sitting in a chair actually. Very, very good. Well, anyhow, knees look funny is all get out, but that is the way it is. Again, I'm enjoying this. It's been a nice little model kit so far. I'll be back later.